Hello, everyone. Today we have a beautiful story about a young woman who felt lost in life. By the end, we'll discover the secret to living with both purpose and peace, a lesson many people spend their whole lives searching for. But there's more. As you listen to this parable, you'll also be practicing English in a natural, enjoyable way. The clear narration and simple yet meaningful language make this perfect for English learners. So stay with us until the end. This is a story about balance that everyone needs to hear. Let's begin. There was once a young woman named Amara who felt lost in her life. She had tried many paths, studying, working, traveling, but nothing brought her the peace she was seeking. She felt restless, always wondering if she was making the right choices, always afraid she was wasting her time. One day, she heard of a gardener who lived in the mountains. People said this gardener had a rare wisdom about life, and that those who visited her garden never saw the world the same way again. Amara made the long journey up the mountain path. When she arrived, she found the gardener tending to a beautiful plot of land filled with flowers, herbs, and vegetables. The old woman looked up and smiled. "I have come seeking guidance," Amara said. "I feel lost. I do not know what I should be doing with my life." The gardener nodded. "I see. Before I can help you, I must give you a test. Come with me." She led Amara to a small shed and handed her a delicate ceramic cup. The cup was beautiful, painted with tiny flowers. The gardener filled it with water from a well, filling it to the very top. "I want you to walk through my entire garden," the gardener said. "Explore every path, look at every plant, breathe in every scent. But you must carry this cup with you, and you must not spill a single drop of water. If you spill even one drop, you must start over." Amara took the cup carefully. Her hands trembled slightly. She began to walk through the garden, but her eyes never left the cup. She moved slowly, watching the water, adjusting her grip, focusing entirely on keeping it steady. Step by careful step, she made her way through the garden paths. After nearly an hour, she returned to the gardener. The cup was still full. Not a drop had been spilled. "I did it," Amara said, relieved. "Good," the gardener said. "Now tell me, what did you see in my garden?" Amara opened her mouth to answer, but then closed it again. The truth was, she had seen nothing. She had been so focused on the cup, on not spilling the water, that she hadn't looked at a single flower. She hadn't smelled the herbs. She hadn't noticed the butterflies or heard the birds. I didn't see anything," Amara admitted. "I was watching the cup." The gardener nodded. "Just as I thought. Now, take the cup again." She refilled it to the brim. "Walk through the garden once more. But this time, forget about the cup. Look at everything. Experience everything. Don't worry about the water." Amara hesitated. "But you said I couldn't spill any." "Forget what I said. Just walk." This time, Amara let herself see the garden. She noticed the roses in full bloom. She bent down to smell the lavender. She watched a bee land on a sunflower. She felt the warm sun on her face and the cool breeze in her hair. She forgot about the cup entirely. When she returned, she was smiling, her mind full of beauty. But when she looked down, the cup was empty. She had spilled all the water. "I'm sorry," Amara said. "I failed." The gardener shook her head. "No. Now you understand. Sit." They sat together on a wooden bench. The gardener took the empty cup from Amara's hands. "Life asks you to do two things at once," the gardener said. "You must carry the water. This represents your responsibilities, your work, your commitments, the practical things you must do to live. But you must also see the garden. This represents the beauty, the wonder, the present moment, the very experience of being alive. But how? Amara asked. When I focused on the cup, I saw nothing. When I forgot the cup, I spilled everything. Exactly, the gardener said. This is the hardest lesson. The secret is not to choose one over the other. The secret is to learn to do both, to care for your responsibilities without being consumed by them, to enjoy your life without neglecting what must be done. She placed the cup in Amara's hands once more and filled it halfway. Notice, the gardener said, this time I did not fill it to the brim. This is also wisdom. If you try to carry too much water, you will spill it no matter how careful you are. If you make your life too full of duties and worries, you will have no space left to see the garden. Balance is not just about attention. It is also about knowing how much weight you can carry. Amara looked at the half-full cup. Then she stood and walked through the garden one more time. She walked at a natural pace. She glanced at the flowers, smelled the air, felt the sun, but she also kept a gentle awareness of the cup in her hands. She did not stare at it. She did not forget it. She simply held it as she walked. When she returned, some water had spilled, but much remained. Better, the gardener said. Not perfect, but better, and that is all we can hope for. Life is not about perfection. It is about finding your own pace, your own balance. Some days you will spill more water. Some days you will miss the garden. But if you remember this lesson, you will find your way. Amara left the mountain that day with a quiet understanding. She still didn't know exactly what she should do with her life, but she knew how to live it. She would tend to what needed tending, but she would also stop to see the flowers. We are all walking through a garden carrying a cup. Some of us spill everything because we forget our responsibilities. Others see nothing because we are too afraid to look up. The art of living is learning to do both, to care for what must be done while still experiencing the beauty of being alive. If this story touched you, ask yourself, are you staring at the cup, or have you forgotten you're carrying one? And what would balance look like for you? Thank you for listening. May you walk gently through your garden. This story teaches us one of life's most important lessons: balance. We must carry the water, our responsibilities and duties, but we must also see the garden, the beauty and joy of being alive. Neither one alone is enough. We need both. Today, as you listen to this parable, you also practiced your English in a meaningful way. You heard clear narration, learned vocabulary like responsibility, balance, experience, and harmony, and improved your listening comprehension through natural storytelling. Remember, learning English is also about balance. Don't focus only on grammar rules without practicing real conversations. And don't only speak without learning the structure. Like Amara walking through the garden, find your own balance between learning and using what you know. If this story touched your heart, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to find their balance. Subscribe to Unhurried Voice for more stories that inspire wisdom and help you learn English naturally. Thank you for watching. Until next time, may you walk gently through your garden.